Well, June is right around the corner, as a matter of fact, next week, and it's Men's Health Awareness Month. So we've been talking to some experts, our friends from Halo Diagnostics, about the importance of men's health, specifically as it pertains to the prostate. So joining us again today are Bernadette Greenwood and Dr. Jeffrey Hurst from Halo Diagnostics. Welcome.
Thank you, Sandy.
Good to be here.
Well, I've been learning an awful lot, and last time we all met, we discussed biopsies. So, Dr. Hurst, I want to know, how definitive are those MRI results from the prostate biopsy that we were discussing?
MRI biopsies are quite definitive, and that's because there are targeted biopsies to specific lesions that we see on the MRI images. And the targets actually are specific enough to target the most intense areas of concern. So they will give us the true Gleason score, the pathology score of those biopsies. They're very accurate.
Well, that's good to know. And what if, God forbid, unfortunately, we get the news that it's cancer?
Well, then we have several options. The first thing we would want to do is to make sure that the cancer is organ confined. Generally speaking, if PSA levels are less than 10 and the Gleason score, the pathology score of prostate cancer is relatively low to moderate, like a Gleason 7 or a Gleason 6, the chance that there has been spread outside the prostate is slim and none. If the Gleason score is significantly higher or the PSA test is significantly higher than 10, then we get concerned about the possibility that there may have been spread of the cancer outside. So we want to know whether there's spread in the beginning, the first thing. If there's no spread and the cancer is organ confined, we have several choices that can lead to cure. And so the choices can be those that we already do today, which are radiation, and those can be either seeds implanted in the prostate or external beam radiation therapy. Radical robotic laparoscopic prostatectomy, where they use a Da Vinci robot to remove the prostate, state of the art for surgical extraction. And then there are some newer treatment options that we call focal therapy. There's cryotherapy, which is freezing the area of the prostate cancer. There is HIFU, which is high intensity ultrasound therapy, which is directed at the lesion of the prostate, leaving the rest behind. And we do here focal laser ablation of the prostate. Cryotherapy tends to be scarring and is a fuzzy type of a treatment that's not very precise. Neither is HIFU, but laser therapy is extremely precise. It's less than a millimeter precise and very clean, does not cause scarring. So it doesn't preclude any other types of surgery or radiation or other types of therapy after laser is performed. All options remain on the table. That's different than other types of treatment that I've mentioned.
Well, that sounds very encouraging. So, Bernadette, what are the results of others that have been treated by your laser focal therapy?
Well, generally speaking, the biggest attributes of laser focal therapy are a less than 1% infection rate, a less than 1% erectile dysfunction or impotence rate, and a less than 1% incontinence rate. And that's not me saying it. I send our data every 3 months to a biostatistician, a PhD out of Rutgers University, and he crunches the numbers and gives me the data. So those are the three most important things. We are seeking oncologic control, cancer control when we do the procedure. And generally speaking, over the last 3 years, our oncologic control rate has been somewhere on the order of 80 to 83%, which is great. When you consider prostatectomy and radiation, at 5 years, there's a 30% recurrence rate. We only have a 17 to 20% recurrence rate, and none of the bad side effects of those treatments, like rectal toxicity with radiation, possible impotence and incontinence, all those things are avoided. The precision and the controllability are like nothing else.
Wow, so that's great data. How many men have been treated this way?
Well, we have an IRB approved research protocol. We've done 173 as of today. under that protocol. We've performed it for benign prostatic hypertrophy, that benign enlargement of the prostate. We've done about, 10 of those. And we've done a couple of palliative cases with gentlemen who've got very advanced disease and no other options. We've done them off the protocol.
Wow. So that must be great news for all of you over there at Halo. And what are the outcomes? How have the outcomes been?
Really good. I mean, we're 10 years into the study right now. Some of the men were just treated last week, so I've got no results on them because of the time lag. We haven't had enough time go by yet. But everyone's functioning well. They have very healthy sexual health scores. They have very healthy emotional well-being scores and very good urologic function. So we have what we call patient-reported outcome measures. These are standardized surveys to measure how the guys are doing. And we don't just measure the basic things like, did the cancer come back? What's his PSA? How's he performing sexually and how's he functioning urologically? I want to know, how's his heart? How's his head? So that's why we do the little psychological survey, just to make sure everybody's still feeling good.
It's very comprehensive, my goodness, which is, of course, how we want our men to take care of their bodies with the entire body, just not.
I'll give you a tour sometime.
That's great. Well, thank you both so much.
You know what? I just wanted to include one other thing that Bernadette may have left out, and that is in our 10-year study with about 200 or so patients, no one has died of prostate cancer.
Wow.
Good point.
That's a very impressive statistic. My goodness.
Right. And only one man got bone metastasis, and he's still alive after receiving systemic treatment.
Wow. Well, those are very impressive statistics, and definitely all of you at Halo, sounds like you know what you're doing. Thank you so much for joining us, and we look forward to talking to you again next week and wrapping up our Men's Health Awareness series. Thank you so much to both of you.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you, Sandy.